All they do is keep crying. All the Eagles do is keep winning. Yo, by the way, kick dick back here. Oh man, can you feel it? It is the end of the season. We are getting to the real meat and gravy of the football season, and I love it. Once you get past Thanksgiving, it gets real, and it's getting really real for the Eagles. Do you know that they actually have a chance to basically win the division before December even hits? I'm not even joking. It's true. If they win this week, and then Dallas loses on Thanksgiving, and then the Eagles win on Black Friday, they clinch the division. It's unheard of. Have you ever heard of a team clinching the division before December? That would be crazy. And look, the goal isn't the division, okay? We have a monster game this week, okay, coming up. That Bear game is going to be for all the marbles. But we can't take these lesser teams lightly. We can't look at a team, like the Cowboys or the Jet Boys and then the Raiders. We can't take those teams lightly because, in this league, if you take your foot off the pedal, if you're not prepared, you could lose. And that could happen even to the Eagles, even though those teams aren't in our league. But we got to take care of business Sunday. Then we got the big game on Black Friday. But before we get into it, here are a few things I definitely want to talk about, especially this. Look, I have a little conspiracy theory about this, but being reported from NFL.com, it was Tom Pelizzario. He said, Kevin Patullo listed among top head coach candidates. Top head coach candidates. Patullo, please, whatever. Giants, do not hire him. Do not hire him. He's too good. He's too valuable, and he will transform your team into winners. Please don't hire him. You can have him. That's how I feel. You know what I really think this is? I know this is crazy because I don't see how he's done enough to even be an offensive coordinating candidate. And in all seriousness, maybe he would turn out to be a good coach and he'll be a good offensive coordinator. But based upon the Eagles and what they've done this year and the struggling offensively, I don't know how he could even be considered. Now, some people will say, well, that's because it's a knock on Jalen Hurts because why would this coach be considered when you have a bad offense? So it must be a bad quarterback. No, that's not what it is at all. Here's what I think it is. The Eagles know that they have a really good chance, if not, they're going to win a Super Bowl again. And they're going to win a Super Bowl again, and they'd like to change offensive coordinators. But you can't do that if you win. Okay, it's very hard to let coaches go when you win. But if he could get another head coaching job and get hired after you win a Super Bowl, then it saves face for him, for you, and everybody involved. Happy ending. I think that's what the Eagles are looking at. So just keep that in mind. Injury report. We'll go through this real quick. Lane Johnson, and this was yesterday's report. I haven't gotten today's yet. But Lane Johnson, foot, of course he's not going to play. Cam Jurgens, concussion. Okay? My thoughts on Cam Jurgens is if he's not healthy, let him rest. Because I think he's been dealing with all sorts of other injuries. And I'd rather have him healthy. Like I said yesterday with Lane, it may be a blessing in disguise in the long run when Lane comes back for the playoffs and he doesn't have the wear and tear of the rest of the season. He's fresh. It may give us a better Lane Johnson on the field. Jalen Phillips, shoulder, limited practice. He'll play. Miles Hinton back, full practice. And then Willie Lampkin, full practice. So we're going to talk about him in a minute. Then we got to look at this. Player of the week. First time ever, baby. First time ever. Jordan Davis. Defensive Player of the Week. Congratulations. That's the first time he's had it. And I've been a big believer in Jordan Davis. People used to call me his PR guy because I would talk and say that don't give up on Davis. He's got to get conditioned in shape. He's the guy. Jordan Davis is having a Pro Bowl year. He's got 3 sacks on the year. I think he's going to probably end up with 5 or 6 total for the season. That's tremendous for him. And he's only going to get better. Jordan Davis is a Pro Bowler. He is a Pro Bowler. And I think that him and Jalen Carter, that 1-2 punch has been fantastic. You got to sign him, okay? He's got 1 more year after this year with the Eagles. So I would try to extend him in the offseason. Maybe you can get him for a good deal. But I love Jordan Davis. And Jordan Davis, man, he has been something. And his whole defense is something. He should be breakout player of the year, really, to be quite honest with you. And I personally had him as my MVP of the defense. Now, that could change because of the way Cooper DeJean has come onto the scene like a freight train, just running everybody over. But I love where this defense is. I think that they're going to only be better. I actually think that this defense is going to end up at the end of the year being better than it was a year ago, even with Adoree Jackson at cornerback. I just think they're that good. Jalen Phillips, too, man. He just, with the additions of Dean and Jalen Phillips, this defense has transformed. It has. The question is what about the offense? That's where everybody is talking, and let me say this. Things are never as bad as they make out, and it's never as good as they make out. It's always somewhere in between. And look, I get caught up in things too. I'm human. I'm not perfect. But, the truth of the matter is everybody's acting like this offense has been garbage all year and the defense has won us every game. When, in fact, the defense struggled early on, and it was Jalen Hurts and his offense that pulled out games and stuff like that. Like, the people don't realize about Jalen Hurts. Like, even if he's struggling in a game, okay, even if he's having a big game, when that one pass you need or that one drive you need to win, he always makes it. He always makes it in the clutch. That's just the truth. There's really not anybody else I would take at quarterback with 2 minutes left in the game, down 4, because I believe he's just the winner. He just is, okay? And so everybody's trashing the offense, blah, 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 blah. And they got problems. And some of the problems that they have on offense are not going to be fixed this season. They're just not. You have to get into the offseason to fix those things. However, there are things that they can fix. And if they can do enough of that, then they'll be fine, okay? Our offense the last 2 weeks, and I don't think Jalen Hurts played good the last 2 weeks, but the offense has been bad. Don't you got the feeling like they're about to explode? They're just going to unleash all their frustrations. It's coming, because I really truly feel like that, okay? And every time we see them trash Jalen Hurts, he always has a good response by having a big game. So I expect it. But going forward and getting into the playoffs and winning the Super Bowl again, I think it's going to require that at least the offense does a few things different. They've got to cut down on the penalties. Okay, you can do that. Those are self-inflicted wounds. Too many times I see the Eagles in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, then it becomes 3rd and 11, 3rd and 15, or whatever it is. They've got to do better with that. The other thing is they've got to find this run game. To me, more than anything, they've got to find this run game. If they can get themselves running the ball well, and I'm not even saying you have to be like last year, but if you can just be running the ball effectively, and you can get back to that, you're going to beat everybody, okay? Because a team with a good defense that can run the ball and doesn't turn the ball over, those are the teams that win Super Bowls. And that's why when I talk about the big game, the biggest game coming up is that Bears game, and people are like, well, why are you skipping this week's? Well, because this week's is a 4-win team. A 4-win team, yes, you got to worry about overlooking them. I'm not playing, okay? I don't have to overlook them or not. But the players, you can't overlook any game. They know that. But in reality, the bigger game is the Chicago Bears game, because that's a first-place team in the NFC North. And if you beat them, you're set for home field. And I think home field advantage, more than any other team, is important to the Eagles. They need it, okay? Because the struggles that you have had in the passing game, okay, when you have to come and play in Philly in January, the weather's the great neutralizer. You saw it versus Detroit. You saw it with Green Bay. You saw it last year versus the Rams in the playoffs. The weather's the great neutralizer. And if you look at all the contenders in the NFC, right, if you look at them, you have Detroit, dome team. Rams, warm weather team. Tampa Bay, warm weather team. Okay, Seattle, they play and it gets rainy. But to me, I don't sweat them cold weather team. But Chicago, cold weather team. Packers, cold weather team. So out of all the contenders that we have, to me the three biggest threats, the Rams, the Bucks, and the Lions, they're all warm weather teams or an indoor team. So if they have to come to Philly, it really neutralizes our offense, and then it becomes about defense, turnovers, and that kind of thing. So to me, home field throughout the playoffs is what the Eagles need to do, and that's the most important thing. And you can't. I'm not saying you should take this Sunday off, or you should overlook the team should overlook any team. No, you got to be ready to play. There is the threat of a letdown against a weaker opponent, but that Chicago Bears game, you get through this game and you get that Chicago Bears game, it's a big game, because you then would owe the tiebreaker on all of them, on every contender that you've played. And if you can find that run game, and I'll tell you this, I would consider giving Bigsby more carries, and I also would consider putting Lampkin in. Give Lampkin a chance. Let's see what he can do. I think I would really try to do that. If you need to move around or shuffle the offensive line to get it figured out, do it. Whatever it takes. But get that run game working. And if they do that and they get home field advantage, I'm telling you, Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. That's my opinion. Now, I'll be live tonight. We are going to be streaming the game tonight. It's going to be better than last week's. So if you want to come hang out, I look forward to it. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how I vision. We're all just living in it. I want you guys to remember this. I want you to remember the prediction he just made for Sunday.
24 to
because
6.
He's the champ.
24 to 6.
24 to 6 who?
Cowboys.
24 to 6 Cowboys. I'm writing this shit down for sure.
The emotional win.
24 to 6. All right.
This guy's on drugs.
Wait, Philly.
Dude, wipe that cocaine off the nose, Mark.
Hey.
That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.